In the realm of remarkable survival stories, one name stands out: Juliane Koepcke. Her harrowing experience and extraordinary resilience have captivated the world. In this video, we will delve into the awe-inspiring tale of Juliane Koepcke's survival and the lessons we can learn from her indomitable spirit. Juliane was born to German parents in 1954. She was raised in the Peruvian jungle from which she now had to escape. Her father, Hans Wilhelm Koepcke, was a renowned zoologist, and her mother, Maria Koepcke, was a scientist who studied tropical birds. Together, they set up a biological research station called Panguana, immersing themselves in the lush rainforest's ecosystem. Juliane became a self-described jungle child as she grew up on the station, learning about life in the rainforest and dispelling the myth that it was a green hell. The year was 1971, and the Koepcke family embarked on a journey that would forever alter their lives. When Juliane was 17 years old, she and her mother Maria boarded Lanza Flight 508 in Lima, Peru, traveling to meet Koepcke's father at the Panguana research station in Peru. Their destination, Pucallpa, deep within the heart of the Amazon rainforest. Juliane, a spirited young woman with a passion for wildlife, gazed out of the window as the plane soared above the lush green canopy. The family reunion awaited them in Pucallpa. According to Juliane, the flight initially seemed like any other. She was placed in the second row from the back. Juliane took the window seat while her mother sat in the middle seat. They ate their sandwiches and looked at the rainforest from the window beside them. But 15 minutes before they were supposed to land, the sky suddenly grew black. Daylight turns to night, and lightning flashes from all directions. People gasp as the plane shakes violently, Juliane wrote in her memoir, "When I fell from the sky. Bags, wrapped gifts, and clothing fall from overhead lockers. Sandwich trays soar through the air, and half-finished drinks spill onto passengers' heads. People scream and cry. Maria, her mother, murmured, to no one in particular, 'I hope this goes all right.'" Juliane recalled seeing a huge flash of white light over the plane's wing that seemed to plunge the aircraft into a nosedive. Juliane remembered Maria saying in an eerily calm voice, "Now it's all over." Then the screams of the other passengers and the thundering roar of the engine seemed to vanish. "The next thing I knew, I was no longer inside the cabin," Juliane told the New York Times. Mid-flight, disaster struck. Lightning forked through the stormy skies and the plane shuddered violently. A deafening crack echoed as the aircraft split apart. Amid the thunderstorm, Koepcke fell about 10,000 feet, 3,048 meters, still strapped into her plane seat, into the dense Amazon jungle. Later, she recalled thinking that the tops of the trees resembled heads of broccoli as she was plummeting to the earth. Juliane found herself hurtling through the air, her world spinning into chaos. The rainforest canopy rushed up to meet her. At some point, Koepcke lost consciousness during the fall, but miraculously survived the impact, waking up amid the plane crash wreckage in the Peruvian jungle to discover she was the only survivor out of 92 passengers. She regained consciousness amidst tangled vines and broken branches. Her collarbone ached, and blood seeped from cuts on her face. The wreckage lay scattered around her, a grim reminder of the tragedy that had befallen her family. Juliane wrote, "I could see the canopy of the jungle spinning towards me. Then I lost consciousness and remembered nothing of the impact. I woke up the next day and looked up into the canopy. The first thought I had was, I survived an air crash. I shouted out for my mother, but I only heard the sounds of the jungle. I was completely alone. I had broken my collarbone and had some deep cuts on my legs, but my injuries weren't serious. I realized later that I had ruptured a ligament in my knee, but I could walk." Juliane's survival instincts kicked in. She scavenged for supplies, a torn bag of candy, a small knife, and her mother's compact mirror. The jungle was unforgiving, sweltering heat by day, bone-chilling cold by night. Insects feasted on her wounds, but she pressed on. She could hear the planes overhead searching for the wreck, but it was a very dense forest, and she couldn't see them. She was wearing a very short, sleeveless mini dress and white sandals. She had lost one shoe, but she kept the other because she is very short-sighted and had lost her glasses, so she used that shoe to test the ground ahead of her as she walked. Snakes are camouflaged there, and they look like dry leaves. She was lucky she didn't meet them, or maybe just that she didn't see them. Juliane wrote her memoir. I found a small creek and walked in the water because I knew it was safer. At the crash site, I had found a bag of sweets. When I had finished them, I had nothing more to eat, and I was very afraid of starving. It was very hot and very wet, and it rained several times a day. But it was cold in the night, and to be alone in that mini dress was very difficult. On the fourth day, I heard the noise of a landing king vulture, which I recognized from my time at my parents' reserve. I was afraid because I knew they only land when there is a lot of carrion, and I knew it was bodies from the crash. When I turned a corner in the creek, I found a bench with 3 passengers rammed headfirst into the earth. I was paralyzed by panic. It was the first time I had seen a dead body. I thought my mother could be one of them, but when I touched the corpse with a stick, I saw that the woman's toenails were painted. My mother never polished her nails. I was immediately relieved, but then felt ashamed of that thought. Days turned into weeks. Juliane navigated treacherous terrain, following the river's course. She drank rainwater and ate whatever she could find, berries, insects, and the occasional fish. Fear gnawed at her, but she clung to hope. She remembered her father's teachings about the rainforest, its secrets, and its dangers. By the 10th day, she wrote, I couldn't stand properly, and I drifted along the edge of a larger river I had found. I felt so lonely, like I was in a parallel universe far away from any human being. But then I saw there was a small path into the jungle where I found a hut with a palm leaf roof, an outboard motor, and a liter of gasoline. I had a wound on my upper right arm. It was infested with maggots about 1 centimeter long. I remembered our dog had the same infection, and my father had put kerosene in it, so I sucked the gasoline out and put it into the wound. The pain was intense as the maggots tried to get further into the wound. I pulled out about 30 maggots and was very proud of myself. I decided to spend the night there. The next day I heard the voices of several men outside. It was like hearing the voices of angels. Local fishermen discovered me, a bedraggled girl with wild eyes and matted hair. When they saw me, they were alarmed and stopped talking. They thought I was a kind of water goddess, a figure from local legend who is a hybrid of a water dolphin and a blonde, white-skinned woman. But I introduced myself in Spanish and explained what had happened. They treated my wounds and gave me something to eat, and the next day took me back to civilization. The day after my rescue, I saw my father. He could barely talk, and in the first moment, we just held each other. For the next few days, he frantically searched for news of my mother. On the 12th of January, they found her body. Juliane's rescue made headlines worldwide. Her survival against all odds captured hearts and inspired countless others. She returned to civilization, forever changed by her ordeal. The Amazon had tested her, but it had also revealed her inner strength. Juliane Koepcke emerged from the rainforest with a newfound purpose. She dedicated her life to environmental conservation, honoring her father's legacy. Her story became a beacon of hope, a testament to the human spirit's indomitable wings. And so the legend of Juliane Koepcke soared, a survivor, a warrior, and a guardian of the Amazon's secrets. Juliane Koepcke's remarkable journey continues to inspire adventurers, dreamers, and those who dare to defy fate. However, to this day, Juliane constantly asks herself, why just me? Thanks for watching. If you like this video, please give us a thumbs up. Subscribe and share our channel. Please hit the bell icon to receive notification of our new videos. We love to hear from our viewers, so please comment and let us know how you feel about our stories. Thank you.